Hi, I'm Trish. This video, it's kind of a difficult one to make because I can't really formulate or get straight in my head how exactly I want to do it, so I'll do my best. Wanted to talk about the difference between different medical conditions and how we perceive ourselves when we have those medical conditions. And the reason I'm making this is, if you've watched my other videos, you'll know that my lap band's not been working terribly well for me the last couple of years, actually, but specifically probably the last, I don't know, probably at least the last 6 to 12 months, it's really just not really working for me at all. It's become very unpredictable and unstable, and I'm swinging between vomiting when I eat because food is getting stuck all the time to just being able to wolf down absolutely anything. So long story short, my lap band's not working. I have regained weight. I've regained ballpark about 20 kilos since getting down to my lowest weight last year, just prior to my tummy tuck. So I think on tummy tuck day I was 82 point something kilos. Today I think I was a flat 103. So ballparking 20 kilos extra. Now, partly that is because my lap band's just not working, and partly because I just dieted like an insane person for the 6 months prior to getting my tummy tuck done, because I had to, because Medicare. So anyway, I have been doing my very best to not beat myself up about it and to keep it straight in my head that I have a medical condition. That medical condition is obesity. It's not laziness or stupidity or not trying hard enough. It is a medical condition. I know this because, I've tried everything else, dieting and crazy exercising, Jenny Craig, Optifast, Atkins diet, cutting things out of my diet and everything. And none of it is sustainable for me as a standalone treatment, I guess. I'm sure there's plenty of people who gain a bit of weight, and I was 170 kilos, so we're not talking about needing to lose a couple of kilos to fit into a wedding dress or something. Okay, I was very, very, very seriously, super morbidly obese. I am a person I don't know what reasons. Maybe my hunger hormones don't work properly. Maybe my stop eating hormones don't work properly. I don't know. Maybe it's a psychological issue. Again, another medical condition. Wouldn't surprise me because I do have mental health issues. But for whatever reason, I'm not a person who is able to effectively lose weight and keep it off just through dieting and exercise and lifestyle changes. I can't maintain that on my own. This is why I got a lap band. This is why initially the lap band worked very well. When my lap band worked as it is supposed to work, it worked perfectly. I got down to 82 point something kilos. I could probably, if my lap band were working properly, be able to maintain somewhere between 85 and 90. But it's not working. But this is why I know that my obesity needs something more than diet and exercise. It does need that extra tool in the form of weight loss surgery for me to be healthy, for me to not be obese anymore, or to be as low on the obesity scale as possible. And I have been beating myself up about it. I've been trying very, 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 very hard not to. But, it does get hard. All of a sudden, you're starting to climb up that scale again, and you're losing some of the NSVs, I can still sit with my legs crossed, but it's not very comfortable anymore because my thighs are just massive. And, it's just all those little things that just, creep back into your head, and, you start to notice you're starting to get a bit of a double chin again, and, I've had to buy some new clothes because I threw out all my fat clothes. So, I've had to buy a couple of size 18 things, which, you know, on the whole grand scheme of things, it's, you know, it's not bad. You know, like if I'd been 170 kilos and got a lap band and got down to, you know, 103 kilos and that was it, and, you know, I'd never really had a taste of the 80s, it'd probably be a different story. I'd probably be very happy. So I've been trying to get it straight in my head that, you know, it really is a medical condition. I really do need further medical treatment for it, and I am on the waiting list to have my lap band removed. Because quite apart from it not working, it causes me pain. So I'll have it out and then I'll get sleeved. If all goes well, I will be sleeved. If I'm not able to be sleeved, I'll be bypassed. So I recently, over the last few months, you know, of trying to come to terms with what's been going on with me and regaining weight, I had a bit of an epiphany. I, separate from that, had been having a lot of problems with my periods. Like I was slowly, actually not even slowly, I was bleeding to death. Every period I had, my iron levels were getting lower and lower. I was getting more and more tired. I was anemic. I had to have an iron infusion. And I never want, and I've just recently had surgery. If you see my other videos, I've had some gynecological surgery to have this problem fixed so that I don't, hopefully, don't get periods anymore, but at the very least, my periods will be a lot lighter. I had surgery, I had treatment to fix that problem that happened through no fault of my own other than, you know, my body, you know, having something wrong with it that made me bleed excessively. It's the same. It's the same thing. Whether I'm needing to have treatment, and even treatment as extreme as having endometrial ablation, which is a surgery to fix that problem. I had no guilt over that. I didn't sit around thinking, oh, you know, I've let myself go and, you know, oh my God, I'm such a bad person because I have to buy so many tampons and, you know, I'm a really shit person because I had to have an iron infusion and I'm tired and everything. It's the same deal with the obesity, you know. So I need to just accept that, and anyone else who's going through the exact same thing, if you are bleeding too much and you've tried all the other treatments, right, you know, like you've taken the pill, hasn't worked, or you can't take the pill for some reason. I took the pill for many years, that worked as a treatment for me. Then I wasn't able to take the pill anymore because I had a migraine. Have a migraine, you can't take the pill anymore because it predisposes you to having a stroke. You know, I had a marina that made me bleed non-stop for 6 months. I had to have that taken out. I've taken high-dose progesterone, but that is not a long-term solution. I've taken cyclocapron, which is a medication that stops bleeding. Again, not a long-term solution because, you know, there's a danger of DVTs with that. So, you know, I tried all my options. I had a hysteroscopy a few years ago that fixed the problem for a little while. So, you know, the next step was endometrial ablation, which I had done, and fingers crossed so far it's worked well. But I never felt guilty because I had those problems. It didn't, you know, I didn't like having to buy extra tampons and always wear a panty liner because I never knew when I was going to bleed and all those things. I never felt like a shit person because of that. I just looked at it as something that needed to be dealt with, and I needed to be patient in the meantime while I got that sorted out. And even now, I haven't had a period since I've had the most recent procedures done, the most recent treatment done, but it's no guarantee, you know. And if I do start bleeding heavily again, I'll have to either have the ablation done again or be looking at a hysterectomy. It's just the natural course of events in trying to keep myself as healthy as possible. I'm just looking at my notes to make sure I haven't missed anything. I actually wrote notes for this video. So, you know, the same deal goes for the obesity. You know, like I have had, you know, blood tests to make sure that my thyroid is okay, that I'm not insulin resistant, that I don't have diabetes, all those sorts of things. That's just, you know, tests that you have when you do struggle with obesity, and when you know, especially when you've been lap banded and stuff, or any bariatric surgery, you've got to keep an eye on, make sure that, you know, because you can't get enough food and you've got to make sure your nutrition's okay and take supplements if needed. Now mine has failed. I don't think I have failed the band. I really honestly don't believe that has happened. I just need that extra help because I know, and I do still exercise regularly, and I know how to eat properly, but without that, like that, what would it be? Without the lap band reining me in, I'm out of control. I will eat. I'm like a Labrador. I will eat until I can't eat anymore. I will just keep stuffing the food in, and I crave carbs, and I'm just obsessed with food and eating and what can I eat, when can I eat it, how much can I eat, when can I eat again. That's my brain when my lap band isn't working, and my lap band's not working at the moment. You know, like I have some good days where I'm not really interested in food and I just only eat good stuff. But, you know, for the most part right now, I'm thinking, I really want to eat Black Forest cake. When was the last time I ate Black Forest cake? You know, I think I had Black Forest cake last week sometime. I want to eat it again already. You know, when my lap band's working, I don't even think about that. I don't even think about when's the next time I can eat chips or, you know, just all that bullshit sort of thinking. So for me, I've tried that treatment. It worked for a while. It doesn't work anymore, and that's quite common in the weight loss surgery communities for a particular weight loss surgery to work for a little while and then not work anymore. I've done a lot of research on it, and it could be that I don't even know. I'm not going to go into them. I'm not going to go into all the vagus nerve and all the, you know, the hormones regenerating and just, you know, all that shit, you know, sleeves stretching and all that sort of stuff. But, you know, there are lots of reasons that lap bands and sleeving and all the rest of it fail. But, you know, because it's all relatively new. And when I say relatively new, it's, you know, it's only been around for a couple of decades and they're still not really sure. You ask a surgeon. You get 10 surgeons and ask them how does the lap band work and you'll get 10 different answers. So that pretty clearly to me indicates that they've got no idea why or how the lap banding works. And conversely, you know, by the same token, they don't really have any idea why they stop working at times. So my next step is to have it removed and get sleeved. And I know in my own head that may just be like the next progression in this battle with obesity, and the sleeve might only work for a few years for me, and then I may need to revise to a bypass. That just might be my course of treatment. Maybe the lap band was not a viable solution as a treatment for me long term. Maybe it was never going to be good for me. Maybe I should have got sleeved right from the start. Maybe I should have got bypassed right from the start. I don't know. No one knows. So, you know, I'm still, even though I can verbalise it and I know it's logical to say to myself, obesity is no different to any other medical condition that you're having trouble getting an effective treatment for. Stop beating yourself up. Just buy some bigger frickin' pants for this winter, and you know, get it sorted out, and then you can go back to your smaller, you know, size 14s. I just need to be kind to myself and be patient and keep working with what's available and hope that I can find a treatment that does suit me. You know, sometimes it does take a few goes to find the right treatment, you know, like if someone has depression, like I know with my depression, I've tried just about every antidepressant you can name. Some of them didn't work at all. Some of them, the side effects were horrific. Some of them, you know, I now choose to not take antidepressants because the side effects just, no, the side effects are unacceptable to me, and the very small benefit that I get from the medications isn't enough for me. It's not worth the side effects and how flat it makes me feel. And I still get depressed on them. So, you know, why put that poison into my body if it's not working well enough? Yeah, so just as when my periods were bad, I took iron tablets when I needed them, had an iron infusion when I needed it, got more sleep when I was too tired from bleeding all the time. I bought more tampons. I got through it. I waited for the surgery and had that treatment. I've got to do the same. I've got to have the same attitude towards my obesity. I've got to try to manage my diet as best I can, keep exercising, buy some bigger clothes, keep monitoring, my blood glucose levels and all the rest of it to make sure that I don't give myself diabetes with this, because obesity is a very large factor in diabetes. I'm okay so far. And, seek out further treatment and be patient and not feel like a shit person just because, a treatment didn't work for me as long-term as I was hoping it would. Willpower can't fix obesity any more than it could make my uterus stop bleeding when it was dysfunctional. Something else in me is dysfunctional that is making my obesity very, very difficult to deal with. I'm sorry this video was such a mess. That's the mess that my head is in right now. I'll try to fix it up with editing. See ya.